right, GM guys, super excited on this edition right now. We'll be having the FVM, the Filecoin Virtual Machine basics. So this session will be exposing you to some of you guys will be building your first, deploying your first dApp, deploying your first dApp on the Filecoin Virtual Machine, and so it will be doing a whole lot of hands-on actually. And Temilua is on the call, and he'll be leading this session greatly. So you have a nice day and enjoy your time, guys. Temi, I think you have the floor now. Can we see you? Yeah, you want to share screen? So. Okay, are you sharing anything? Sorry.
I was saying something, but I'm muted. Yeah.
Okay.
Muted. Yeah.
So tell me, let's get a video, and then so what do you have for us this session?
Okay. Good afternoon, guys. I'm Timmy. I'm a software engineer. Better known as Lucid, anyways. I mean, everybody knows me as Lucid, yeah. But yes, I'm a software engineer and currently in the Filecoin ecosystem. So, yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Great. So, are you sharing screen?
I would during the course of the,
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So, jam guys. I mean, I'd have loved to have an interactive session if that would have been possible, but unfortunately, I could not be in the arena today. All right. So let's just start from the basics, I think. Okay. And then if at any point you can't hear me, I think you could just send me a message, or just let me know.
Problem.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think to understand FVM, I think we'd have to start from Filecoin, and then I've been away from the arena, so I can't really tell what you guys have learned so far in exact detail. But so let's start from just basically knowing what Filecoin is, the entire basics from IPFS, Filecoin to FVM, and then we can, go from there. Does that work?
Yeah, this works.
Okay. All right. So, I don't know, a couple of us would have heard of blockchain technologies or would be familiar with, different blockchains, probably Ethereum, Base, Solana. Yeah, these are like the most popular ones we have at the moment. Yeah. And I mean, Bitcoin, of course. Bitcoin is that's the first over here. So, just like those ones, we have Filecoin. So before we get there, we'll look at IPFS. IPFS is like the layer on which Filecoin was built. So I'll be sharing my screen, as the session goes, because I I didn't prepare slides for the entire thing. I prepared, in batches. So yeah. So I think let's start from IPFS, right? So we might have heard of IPFS. IPFS stands for Interplanetary File System, and it's a decentralized storage technology built by Filecoin Labs or Bitcoin Labs, which is like the mother body of Filecoin, and basically helps you to store data without restrictions. So instead of having to sign up for this product, sign up for that product, then let's say like Google Drive now, you have to sign up for Google Drive. You have limitations to the amount of storage space available and all that kind of stuff. But IPFS kind of removes all that stress, makes sure your data is stored in a decentralized way, and then uh, make sure that you can access that data anytime. So it's called decentralized persistent data. So that data can be available whenever you need it, almost forever, because data on the blockchain is immutable, so it cannot be changed and cannot be deleted. I don't know if you get what I mean. So yeah, that's IPFS, which is like the mother body or the foundation for everything. So on IPFS, we have Filecoin. Filecoin is a blockchain built on IPFS. So instead of just IPFS, now you have a blockchain. You have the Filecoin token, which powers transactions on the blockchain and makes storing files easier and helps storage providers earn in return for the files stored, right? So Filecoin token is more like the incentive for storage providers. So to store data or to act as a node, you earn Filecoin in return, or field tokens, as we often call it. Yeah. So that's basically the layer one, or the first layer built on IPFS, right? And then going from there, we now have the FVM. So FVM stands for Filecoin Virtual Machine, right? So a couple of us would have heard of Ethereum, a couple of us would have heard of Base. So they are all Ethereum-based networks, more like EVMs. EVM stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine. So we had Bitcoin as the first blockchain, but then Bitcoin did not have the ability to run computations, run contracts or execute code on the blockchain. Basically, Bitcoin is to send and receive, and then that's exactly how it goes. So you mine, you send and receive on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, you also have the abilities of Bitcoin, but then you have the Ethereum runtime, which allows you to actually develop on the blockchain. So before Ethereum, you could not run computations on the data stored on the blockchain. And you could not deploy smart contracts if you want to build a decentralized application or something like that. So we had Ethereum brought up, I think 2015 or so, and that was a game changer for blockchain technologies, right? So FVM is basically Filecoin's virtual machine, which is EVM compatible. So it's a layer on Filecoin that we mentioned that helps you guys build on the network. So instead of just having Filecoin, the Filecoin layer one, where you could just send, receive, and then store files, you have the FVM, where you send, receive, you can store files, and then you can run compute over that data and also develop and deploy smart contracts. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So we have just a few features, would I call it features? Yeah, features of the FVM. And then the first one is that FVM helps you as a developer to develop without stress because it's EVM compatible. So all smart contracts you are developing on Ethereum, all smart contracts you are developing on Base, on what other network, Optimism, Arbitrum, and all other EVM chains work directly out of the box on FVM because it's EVM compatible. So it makes your work as a developer kind of easy. You don't have to start converting your code to Rust or writing another smart contract, stuff like that. It works directly out of the box with the same tools you use to develop on Ethereum. So on Ethereum, we have tools like Remix. We have other tools like Hard Hat, and some of them are depreciated. But yeah, Hard Hat and Remix is what we use currently. We have Foundry as well. So all these tools work out of the box on FVM. So that makes it very friendly for you as a developer. Whether you're coming from an existing ecosystem, which can be Ethereum in this case, or Base, or you're a new developer, in which case you just have to learn Solidity, and then you can use that to interact with multiple blockchains, including the Filecoin Virtual Machine, right? So another thing with the FVM is that it's multi-chain in nature. So since we have the EVM compatible chains, we have the WASM time. So basically, we have T4 and F4 addresses. So addresses that are compatible with the Filecoin method and then the Ethereum method are all available under the FVM. So you can send tokens through an OX address. OX addresses are Ethereum addresses generated by the Ethereum virtual machine. And then you also have the F4 addresses by the Filecoin machine itself. So you have two addresses that are binding to a single account, and then these addresses can be used at the same time or interchangeably, and then you still have your tokens intact, right? So that's another advantage of FVM. Okay. So because FVM is VM agnostic or not restricted to one virtual machine, we can also have support for other virtual machines in the future, so far as they all compile to WASM. So that is also an advantage of the FVM that we have, right? So I think we could go forward to how the FVM works, the runtime, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So the EVM, Filecoin EVM, or FVM in which case, is an Ethereum virtual machine that was developed as a runtime on top of the virtual machine, the Filecoin virtual machine. So it helps you to, cross use any smart contracts directly on FVM. So it means all your tools, Hard Hat, MetaMask, Remix, for wallets, we have MetaMask. For tools, we have Hard Hat, we have Brownie, we have Foundry. This all work directly out of the box for you as a Filecoin developer, right? So, knowing all that, I think we'll just get to exploring some of the tools available for us to use on the Filecoin EVM. So, first of all, I think we could check out the FVM website, so we could have access to some of the explorers, some of the tools that would also be using going forward. I think it's FVM dot dev, FVM dot Filecoin dot IO. Okay. Can I send this link through WhatsApp, or I don't know how to get it across?
Okay, you can share here. Okay, sure, you can share it.
Okay.
You can still share if you want to share.
Okay.
Sure, you can share. You can still share.
Okay. So I'll share that. Okay. I'm sharing the tab directly to go. And then you can see that. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Okay. Okay. I think you can see it now.
Yes,
All
you
right.
can.
Okay. So, if you go through, you would just see some information on basically what we've said so far. So, the virtual machine, Filecoin virtual machine is a runtime environment for smart contracts, also called actors on the Filecoin network. It brings user programmability to Filecoin and the enormous potential of an open data economy. And then scrolling down, you'd have access to some developer resources, some of which we'll be using in the course of this bootcamp. Then you basically see some more information on FVM. So we have why FVM, and we see what's possible with the Filecoin virtual machine. We have data DAOs, we have perpetual storage, financial services, and all that. All right. So we also see how the FVM works, and then yeah, roadmap, and then some information. So the developer tools we need are up here. So I assume a couple of us, or everyone should have a laptop with them, so we can just go over some of these tools together. Okay. So one thing we'll be needing going forward is MetaMask. So I hope everyone has MetaMask, and if you don't, you could just go to metamask.io. I'll also send that in the chat here. Okay. So uh, on MetaMask, you'll be able to see, you know, where to download the extension. And if you're unable to get that, I'll just send the direct link to download the web extension for the browser. Okay. So I've also sent the link to download the extension directly on your browser. So that's assuming you use Chrome or any of the Chromium compatible browsers. So let's have a little time to set that up just in case.
To me, your screen seems static.
Yeah,
Still displaying the
yeah.
front.
I'm waiting for everyone to set up MetaMask on their end. So I'll continue in a bit. Or I could also just display the web store link for MetaMask, so we don't have people downloading the wrong extension. Because we'd also need it going forward. All right. So this should be the tab you see to download MetaMask. All right. So with that, we could add the Filecoin networks. So we have the Filecoin testnet here. This should lead us to chain lists. Then yeah. So if you click on the developer tools here on the top right, you'd see config mainnet, config testnet, Filecoin Explorer, Berix Explorer, Starboard Explorer, and Glyph Explorer. So to set up the network on your end, would make use of this config testnet and config mainnet. And currently, the most important to us is the testnet because that's what we'll be building on. So if you click config testnet, it should lead you to chain list. Then you can add this network to your MetaMask. You click connect. So you should open MetaMask and then you add the network. And then you can also add the mainnet. I mean, we would not use this immediately, but yeah, it's also be useful later on. Right. Can you help me confirm if this has been done by you guys at the arena?
Could you check your screen, please?
Okay. All right. So I think we can go forward then. So we also have these explorers.
Yeah,
We
it's
have
still the smart
Filecoin.
contract, the front page.
Yeah. We're going
That's the
towards that.
FVM side.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Um,
So this is
Let's find it.
Filefox. The URL here is filefox.info. So I think this is the most popular explorer
Yeah,
we
it's
have
better.
on.
Okay.
Okay, okay, thanks enough. So this is the most popular explorer we have on Filecoin Virtual Machine. And then on this, you can see information about the network. So you can see the block height. This is the last block that was mined. And then we can see the amount of time or the duration since which this block was mined. The last block was mined 1 minute 13 seconds ago. We see the total storage power of the blockchain. Then we can see active miners and also the block reward. So this is the amount of few tokens that any miner who completes a block earns. So 5.9 few. Then we have the 24-hour average mining reward and all of that information like that. So we also see number of transactions that have been done in the past 24 hours. All right. So this is one of the explorers. We also have the Berix Explorer, we have Starboard, and we have Glyph.
Your screen.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm trying to visit Berix. It's taking a while to load. Seems like it's not loading. Let me try visiting it in another tab and see if it goes through. Okay, it seems like Berix is unavailable or not going through. So let's try visiting Starboard instead. Okay, so this is Starboard. And then this also shows us information about the virtual machine, Filecoin virtual machine. It shows us the price per token, shows us the total number of transactions on the blockchain, and then some more information. So this is available at fvm.starboard.ventures. All this can be accessed via the FVM website. All right. So to build on the FVM, I think the first to make use of directly would be Remix. Remix IDE. Okay. So this is available at remix.ethereum.org. Okay. Is everybody on this tab? So basically what Remix helps us to do is to develop and deploy smart contracts on various blockchains. The only requirement for this is that the blockchains have to be EVM compatible. So we have Ethereum, we have Base, we have Filecoin Virtual Machine, we have Arbitrum, we have Optimism, just blockchains that are compatible with Solidity-based code or code that compiles to EVM bytecode. So if we visit some demo contracts here, which are available on Remix by default, you can see Solidity files. I think going forward in the um, bootcamp, we'll be introduced to Solidity, but today is basically for the FVM basics. So we'll not be writing Solidity on this call, but we'll just be looking at how the blockchain works, interacting with it, deploying with it, and seeing how it goes. Okay. So to deploy contracts on the Filecoin blockchain, we would need few tokens, and the easiest way to get these few tokens on the testnet is to use the field faucet. So I would send a link in the chat now, and then this would help to get some few testnet forms that we'll use to deploy our smart contracts. Okay, confirm that you've gotten the faucet link. All right. So on the faucet, you basically impute your Filecoin address. So on the page, you should click the Lotus DevNet. I don't know if you can see my screen. So click the Lotus DevNet, click Send Funds, and then that should lead you to a page. So I'll copy my address from MetaMask. paste this address and click send funds. Okay, since this is not going to do fund protection. So ideally it should show your, a code there, which should be the transaction hash. All right, give me a minute. All right. Can someone try the faucet and let me know if it's successful on their end? Okay, so I think we should just go forward and test Remix to deploy our contract on blockchain. So the first step should be to compile our Solidity file. So on Remix, we open the storage.so under the contract folder. And then on the left side, we see Solidity compiler um, among the many options on Remix. So click the Solidity compiler, and then we can compile storage.so. Okay. So after compiling, we should be able to see our contract down here, and then we see some options below. Right now, we do not need these options. So we'll go forward to deploy and run transactions, which is the tab after Solidity compiler. So we'll choose our environment. Here, make sure you choose injected provider, MetaMask. So this makes sure that you are connected to Filecoin. So in order to ensure this, make sure your wallet that's MetaMask is connected to the Filecoin blockchain itself. So make sure that the network selected is Filecoin, the calibration testnet. So this should be after you've received some test funds from the Filecoin faucet. So since I've connected my own address, I have the custom network, which is the 314159. That's the chain ID for Filecoin calibration testnet. And then I have the address here with some test Filecoin tokens. And then I have the contract here selected, which is the compiled contract we have. And then I can hit deploy. So this should bring forth a transaction on MetaMask for us to approve. Okay, so since deploy a contract, this site wants it to deploy a contract. Request from remix.ethereum.org, choose the network fee, and then I'll confirm that transaction. So once this transaction is completed, we'll see the change below. So it shows creation of storage pending. And once the transaction is successful, it should show us down there. So let's wait a bit. Transactions might take a while to be completed. All right. So our transaction has been confirmed, and then we can see down here, view on log scout. So we see that our smart contract has been deployed. Okay. So on the tab here, which says deployed contract, we should see one, and then we can interact with our contracts later on. So if you click down below, you'd see the deployed contract, you see storage at the transaction hash, and then you can interact with the contract. If you put a number, maybe store number one, then click store. This should require a transaction confirmation as well. To confirm the transaction, you should go. And once this is successful, we've successfully interacted with our first smart contract on the Filecoin Virtual Machine. Okay. It seems like it has completed, confirmed. So we'd see the logs below. Then if we click retrieve, we should be able to see what we stored as well. All right. So in our decoded outputs here, from what we from our retrieve call, we should see one here, which is the number we stored. So that's just showing that our interaction has been successful. So we've successfully deployed our first smart contract on the Filecoin Virtual Machine, and then also successfully interacted with our first smart contract as well. All right. So we can go forward to use cases of the Filecoin Virtual Machine. So we can build a couple of products or DeFi applications or decentralized applications on Filecoin. And since we are not limited to just decentralized finance or staking or stuff like that, we also have access to applications that can run computations on data. So we have data DAOs. These are decentralized organizations that allow members to manage storage, store files, retrieve these files, run whatever computation they need on these files as well. We also have data access controls, so we can have users to retrieve data for certain files for another Filecoin address. We also have perpetual storage, like I mentioned earlier, which is basically storing a file for however long you need it, which can be forever as well in Filecoin. So we also have the DeFi applications, which stands for decentralized finance, like I mentioned earlier. So this is mostly popular on other things. It is the literal most popular uh, application type on the blockchain. So you can also do DeFi on Filecoin. You can run, if it's staking protocols you want to build, you can also do that on the Filecoin virtual machine as well. So all these are possible. You can build bridges, token bridges. You can build NFTs or deploy NFTs, launch your own NFTs. So different kinds of applications. So literally every application that you can have on any existing EVM blockchain can be replicated on Filecoin. And then we also have data enabled applications to run on Filecoin. Right. Going back to the Filecoin website, let's go to how FVM works. So far we've learned what the FVM is. We've learned what's possible on FVM. We've also learned about interacting with the FVM. That's what we did with Remix by deploying a contract on chain. We've also interacted with our contracts that we deployed. So this is how the FVM works. So there's a lot of technical jargon here, but I'll try to break it down as much as possible. So the FVM is a Watson-based polyglot execution environment for IPLD data. So WASM is basically WebAssembly, and what it means is that every code that can compile to um, WASM can work on the Filecoin Virtual Machine. So it is designed to support native Filecoin actors written in languages that compile to WASM, as well as smart contracts written for foreign runtimes, including the Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM, secure ECMAScript, SES, and EDPF, sorry. So the most popular among these is EVM, which is currently what FVM supports. The initial version of the FVM is relatively simple and deliberately conservative in features. This enables developers on board quickly and serves as a rock-solid foundation for many innovations to come. Examples of future ideas include async programming via continuations and futures, capability orientation, time-locked transactions, parallel execution, native primitives for cross-chain interoperability, computation correctness proofs, and more. So basically, this is talking about future improvements to blockchain, to the Filecoin blockchain, right? And then on the right side, you can see um, an illustration of how it works. So we have the built-in system actors, that's Rust compiled to WASM, which can be deployed on blockchain. We have user-defined WASM actors. We have EVM smart contracts, which are Solidity, Yule, Viper, and other smart contract languages. We have the EVM interpreter, and then the EVM to FVM shim. So this is basically the FVM. Below we have the Filecoin node, which has the responsibilities of actor life cycles, gas accounting, state access, chain access, and cross-contract calls. Also have receipt generation, events and logs, crypto, actor isolation, and continuations. And then we have some other resources to view on how the FVM works, and also a link to the technical implementation or the code implementation. All right. So there's also a couple of links to a Filecoin virtual machine quick start. So basically runs you through setting up your wallet like we have done, and then contract deployment with Remix, which we have also done on this call. Right? All right, enough. I think you can have it from here.
Okay, guys. So I hope you guys have been able to like get the basics of FVM. So you're unable to click testnet. You saw all drop on the Telegram, right? Okay. So okay, let's figure it out offline. For those who are virtually joining us, I hope you guys are. You also have. I've dropped the necessary link on the Telegram. That's specifically for this course. To get into. Okay, guys. So, I hope you guys. Yeah, that's fine. So, thanks, Temi, for being with us. So, for a short break right now, and we'll just try to like do offline, and then they'll take out time to like study what you showed them, and then we'll be doing some great simple tasks here. So this is just like the basic. It's not like a technical section. So we'll sort out other stuff. So thanks for joining, and those joining us virtually. Yeah. So let's interact on the Telegram and on the WhatsApp group for any other questions. So let's go. We'll be going for a break now.